Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got the long awaited Q&A from Dubai. It's exciting, isn't it? They've been putting it off for days now. They keep saying, "Oh, it's going to be tomorrow," and then they don't upload tomorrow. It's going to be this day. It's going to be. In fact, Chris has lied to us one too many times, right? Because he said, as a treat, he's going to upload on Monday when they never upload on Monday. But do you know what they didn't do on Monday instead of uploading? Even though they uploaded on Monday, they didn't upload the Sarah Sage. So it wasn't an extra video, was it, Christopher? No, it was just a diversion. It's really annoying. You can't just get things right and do things right for a change. My God, you live your entire life just in this like little warped little bubble of yours with that greasy, sweaty hair going on, right? Anyway, we're going to get into this video now. They make some very important points. But before we do, I really want to draw your attention to this. This is a fundraiser which one of my friends is currently running. They're doing a 10k sponsored walk for Laura's hospice in Leicestershire, and it's for people, terminally ill people. And if you have any spare change, could you please go and make a small donation? It would mean the absolute world to everybody concerned. Thank you so much. The link in the description box down below.
Okay, so why Dubai? That's kind of a really broad question, but I'm going to try and answer it as best I can. So we've been here twice before. Absolutely love the place. Like, fell in love with the place. You have to, like, if you have to be here, you have to come and be here and experience Dubai, because it's out of this world. Like, it's like no other place in the world. These are facts as well. This is not like me just saying this on my opinion. It is one of, if not the safest country in the world.
But Chris, you give a lot of opinions about what it's like to live in Dubai, having not actually lived in Dubai and not actually ventured out with the touristic places in Dubai. Like, what's it like to live there? You don't actually know. You're saying that it's one of the most safest places in the world, but at the end of the day, you only hung about in touristic places. Maybe there's a crime area. I don't know, right? But the point is that you seem to have a lot to say about a place you've only spent 2 whole weeks at in your life.
There is like zero crime here. You could leave a supercar on the street with 500,000 on its front seat, the door's wide open, and nobody's going to steal it.
I think that's partly why it's known as being a rich country. I think it's mainly that people allow themselves to be rich here. Like, they allow themselves to go out with nice watches because they know they're not going to be stabbed.
That's why it's known as a rich country, is it? Because you can walk out with your Rolex without being fearing being stabbed. Interesting philosophy. I thought it was known as a rich country because basically they had a lot of money, right? They have a lot of money, which is why you don't have to pay taxes, mainly because of the oil. That, you know, they do their own oil, right? I don't know much about the Emirates. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna pretend that I do. But what I do know is that they have very many flaws that Chris and Sarah are not willing to accept.
Not like in London where you get it jacked off your wrist.
Or you can go out in a supercar and you can leave the keys in the engine while you nip into the shop. Like, people are allowed to be rich here.
Alright, when's this supercar arriving then? Chris, you going to get that Bugatti that you keep promising yourself in all those posts about your 10k business, are you? Yeah? Hasn't happened yet, has it? Oddly, because you come across as the sort of person that would buy a supercar should you have the funds to get one. Just leaving that there.
Yeah, it's friendly for money here, etc. Basically, it's extremely clean. You will not find a piece of litter, a bit of dirt on the floor in any single space, public, anywhere.
And then the Inghams arrived, right?
It is spotlessly clean. You know, you could fry an egg on the floor and eat it, no problem. The weather in
Sarah, I share your sentiments exactly. What the fuck? You could fry an egg off the floor and eat it, apparently, according to Chris. It's that clean. Go for it. Just try it. Either that or just fry it on your head.
saying 24 sun all year round.
Yeah.
It's actually the Emirates in general have only about a 15% population of Emiratis. The rest of the population here are expats for the most part. Certainly in Dubai.
There's about, I've said this a few times, there's about 85% of the population in Dubai are actually expats.
Right, okay, so I actually see this as an issue, right? They're saying that that is a positive, right? They're saying that, oh, it's only 15% of Emiratis actually live there, and the rest are expats from all over the world, right? But I see that as actually a bad thing, because what it is basically like Benidorm, right? Comparing Dubai to Benidorm, but it's full of, you know, British people who've moved out there. What you want from a country, another country where you go to, you know, soak in the culture. Most people do that. They move abroad so that they can live in a different culture. But if you're going there just to live the same life as at home, but in another country, it kind of defeats the purpose. Maybe that's just my perspective of living overseas, but yeah, just the fact that there isn't many like locals living there, it just feels a bit, yeah, it's like they're trying not to integrate themselves, which is wrong.
And not just expats from the UK, expats from all over the world, all walks of life, all like backgrounds. So it's a really interesting place to be with a really diverse population. And it's really cool, I feel like, to be around a population like that, where it's not just one culture and one religion and one language. You know, there's, oh my gosh, there's a fly.
It's just that one, isn't it? It just won't go away.
I think it's a really cool place to bring children up when they're surrounded by so much diversity.
Okay, so I'm going to say something very, very controversial, right? And I'm sorry, right? I'm not meaning this in any offensive way whatsoever. But talking about diversity, it's a great place to bring kids up because of the diversity, right? But their kids do not integrate themselves or mix with other children of other backgrounds anywhere, right? But do you know where has one of the most diverse populations in Britain? I mean, this is my opinion, not fact, obviously. It happens to be that place that you used to live. Was it Bradford? Was it? Don't they have quite a diverse populace? But you didn't like to integrate yourself in that way of life. So I don't see why this is any different. I can't see you having your kids playing with other children, because where are they going to play with them from? You know, where are they going to meet these kids?
And with the population being 85% expats, I think that's a positive.
Safety, clean, diverse. It's very easy. It's a very easy city to navigate. It's the living costs here are cheap. Like, it is not expensive like is a myth around the rest of the world. I mean, yeah, some things are more expensive, but other things are cheaper.
Okay, yeah, so I would say that things which they produce in their country are probably cheaper, right? Oil, petrol and stuff like that, right? That's probably what you're on about, is what's going to be cheaper. Other things, which you've already mentioned in previous vlogs, are very, very expensive. I've also heard from other people who live out there, and they are saying that it is expensive to live out there. So I'm not quite sure why you're kind of trying to claim that it's cheap, you know? If it was that cheap, everybody would be doing it.
You know, things like...
You just went off on two things then. It's very easy to access and it's cheap.
Well, I mean, I don't need to go into the massive detail about that, but basically the road networks, etc., are very, very good. Very quick to get in and out of different places all over Dubai.
It's only a 7-hour flight from the UK.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
the
not
thing.
hard. It's like you don't have to get like connections, and the time zone's not. We're 3 hours ahead here, so it's not massive on thing. You get like the tropicalness and the weather that's amazing all year round, but from not too far away from home and not a massive time difference as well.
Yeah, it's a land of opportunity basically for businesses. There's massive opportunity here for any type of business, and it's just a great place to be to make money basically.
But Christopher Malcolm Ingham, you master vlogger, right? Master of other things too. You don't need to be in Dubai or anywhere else in particular in order to make money. Yes, Dubai may be a central place now for lots of businesses and things, but that's not you, is it? That's not what you do. You don't have a conventional business. You've made your family and your kids into your business.
And it's just cool. It's just all them things together combined, and the sheer amount of things to do here. You will never be bored. Like, it's insane the amount of things you can go and do. Whether you want beach days, whether you want exciting, fun, thrill days, adventure days, you name it, you can do it here.
You know, listening to this moron actually makes my head hurt. There's so much to do. There's beach days, there's adventure days, there's, I don't know, water park days, right? But life isn't all about what you can do as a thrill day on a daily basis. You actually have to have come down days, you know? You have to have it balanced out. You can't have your kids on a constant high every single day. Otherwise, any low would cause them issues. So anything that's cultural, I don't believe you're mentioning here, because that would be helpful for their homeschooling culture. Just, you know, making friends would be a good option too. These are things that you need to think about living over there, because where are they going to make friends? What kind of groups and clubs can they go to and things like that? You know, obviously they're not going to a conventional school, so they need to have options. But again, are you failing them once again, as usual?
And not just in Dubai, but you're talking about Abu Dhabi next door, you're talking about all over the Emirates. It's absolutely an incredible place to be.
Yeah, I am also just going to add as well, I've had quite a few people that I think are misinterpreting what misinterpreting. What is it? Misinterpreting.
Whatever. Sarah's
what Dubai is like.
I don't know how to take that. Sarah with her misinterpreting, and Chris with, yeah, whatever, we'll go with whatever Sarah says. I mean, who is the brains behind this? We all know that Sarah is the English guru behind the Ingham School of Excellence, right? And Chris is the maths whiz. So I guess it's interpreting we're going to go with on this occasion.
Like, a few people saying, are you going to be travelling around Dubai, or are you going to be not exploring Dubai? Like, are you going to like hire a van and travel around Dubai? Dubai is not a country, and I know like some of you are like, well, duh, that's of it. But some people don't. Some people genuinely have said, I can't believe you've moved to a country near mine or something like that. Dubai is not actually a country. Dubai is a city in the country of the United Arab Emirates.
I'm speechless. I'm actually speechless. So, according to Sarah, she's had people come to her and say that they think that Dubai is an actual country. But this is Geography with Sarah. Obviously, she's a geography whiz on the Ingham tour bus of School of Excellence. Anyway, yeah, it's a country. It's not a country, rather. It's a city. That's right. Sarah tells us that it is. So it is, right? Sarah's never wrong. On this occasion, she's not. But it just blows my mind that anybody would actually think it was a country. Anyway, yeah.
And there's seven cities here. So like Chris just said, Abu Dhabi, and there's 6 other ones. So it's only in the last 50 years that Dubai's actually become like a big upcoming place. And in the last 10 to 15 years that it's become massive with like tourists, expats, and people are realising what an absolutely beautiful place this is.
See, I'm not denying that it looks beautiful. It looks warm, it looks hot, it looks sunny, it looks... the beaches look beautiful, everything else. It looks very, very nice, right? I've never been myself, but it does look okay. But the one thing that would still get stuck in my throat is the things that are wrong with the city, right? The things that they do wrong over there. And some people may be able to get past that and see past it, but people like myself, I have morals. I mean, I'm not the most moralistic person in the world, and yet I can't get past some of the issues that the Middle East, seem to have. So I don't know, Chris and Sarah, they're okay though. They'll be fine. They don't mind.
To come out here.
It really is, especially for families. It's like the nicest place ever to raise a family in. It's also, let's just quickly touch on this as well. It has the best, if not the best, healthcare system in the world. The healthcare system here is second to none. It is incredible.
Yeah. Okay, question for you, Chris. How the hell do you know? How do you know how good their healthcare system is? Because you have spent a grand total of 2 weeks in Dubai as a tourist, and at no point did you need healthcare. I mean, you don't use healthcare in the UK. You definitely don't need it over there in Dubai. You don't know, right? Maybe you've read about it, maybe you've been told about it, but you don't know from first-hand experience just how good the healthcare system is over there, and now you're about to bash the UK again.
Dental here, all of that, it's incredible. Like it's a place that you couldn't wish for better services all around. Even just down to silly things like convenient stuff. You can get any singular thing anywhere in Dubai to your house, to your front door. Even you don't even have to go to fuel stations here. You can
Amazon's not next day delivery. It's same day delivery.
Same day delivery, right? I was going to say what you're on about. Yeah.
Oh, well, sign me up then, Sarah. Sign me up. If Amazon is same day delivery, you've got me sold. But I have to be the bearer of bad tidings that Dubai is not the only city in the world that do same day delivery from Amazon at all. No, some of the bigger cities in the UK also do that, I believe. Now, obviously not where I live because we're out in the sticks. But I believe that is an actual thing. Yeah, not a Dubai thing.
It is, but anyway, same day delivery, on flipping drones, and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You don't even have to fuel your car here. You can go on an app and literally have someone come and fuel your car for you on your drive.
At no extra cost.
No extra cost within a few hours.
No, you can do it within 15 minutes.
Yeah, within 15 minutes.
15 minutes, you can have someone on your drive.
It's absolutely bonkers what you can do here. The level of convenience of life here is mad.
Like our friend was saying that they often do it like every 4 or 5 days, where they'll just at 4 a.m. order the petrol to their drive. So you leave your petrol cap off. 4 a.m. There's these blue Casu tanks. Is it called? Are they called Casu?
I can't remember what the name of it is. It's something like that. Yeah.
We see them around all the time. They just drive around. Go to the houses where people have booked them, fill the car up with petrol, and off they go. And it just comes off your debit card that you've got set up attached to your account. You don't even have to go to petrol stations. The cost of living is definitely more expensive in some areas, but is made up in other areas, like fuel, for example. A full tank of fuel, how many miles did we get? 447 or something? Yeah. £40.
£40. And that was at the expensive station on the site we live on.
Yeah, because it's more expensive here because it's like a gated community. Your household bills, you're talking £150 for everything included for the whole month.
That's running AC. Electricity.
7, yeah.
Like you don't have gas in most of the houses here. You've got everything's full electric. So electric, water, running your AC, everything like £100 a month.
Yeah, 150
internet,
max.
etc.
Yeah.
Can I ask though, Chris, why that is so important to you? Yeah, for people like us who don't have as much money and we don't earn 10k a day, it probably would make a difference, right? But for you, who clearly does not want for money, right? Why would it matter really that much that you'd save a few quid on your electric?
Yes.
So where you're going to pay more on things like maybe your groceries and things like that.
On some imported goods.
Yeah, but even so, I feel like you're not going to get like Aldi. You're not getting 69p veggies from here.
No, but
so you are paying more for your groceries. I wouldn't say they were over. I'd say they were similar prices to Europe, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think they're massively different, but they are slightly more expensive than the UK. But you're paying less in other areas, so it kind of all like evens out, I'd say.
Yeah. It's just in general as well, just to say quickly, because this one question's taken nearly 10 minutes, but it's just a safe, happy place to be in all respects. The kids can go and ride their bikes and do what they need to do, and you know they're going to be safe. They're not going to be in danger of any kind.
There's children everywhere here.
You know, women can go walk anywhere they want in the middle of the night.
No, that's misconceptions. We'll get onto that in a bit.
All right, misconceptions. All right, fine.
See, what I'm getting from this is that you two have moved there basically because you want it to be. You want to feel safe, right? You don't feel safe where you are at the moment. You feel like you've been watched everywhere. You feel like you are being like targeted. You feel like, well, Chris feels like he's being called all sorts on a daily basis, and the kids are not feeling safe. And now you've gone over there. It's a gated community, as you said, which is what your dream was, so nobody can get in, and yeah, you feel safe finally, and that's the reason you're there, purely and simply.
But another reason, no, the other one for why Dubai, because a few people have said, I thought if you were going to move to another country, it would have been Scandinavia. Why would you have gone to Dubai?
I went on the most important one.
Why would you have gone there? And blah blah blah. And the reason is because we want the weather. We want to be able to open our door and not have to plan we wanted to be able to plan our day around knowing that the weather would be nice.
And also, let's just to get to you know, one of the most obvious ones is the massive tax benefits here for people who own their own business.
Yeah.
So as far as businesses owning your own business and tax and stuff like that goes, if your business is not location dependent, as ours is not, we can be anywhere in the world and run our business. Why would you be based in a country where you have to pay the majority of your salary away to the government? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Why would you want to do
I know
that?
there's going to be lots of clowns that are giving it all like, oh, it's tax dodging, blah, but no, it's not tax dodging, it's being tax smart.
Well, I, for one, don't think it's tax dodging, because you are spot on. It's being tax smart. You don't have to pay tax in that country, so why would you? But the mention of, yet again, the government, why would you want to pay to the government when you don't have to? Am I right, Chris? Am I right? Do you know why people pay to the government? It's to pay for the country. It's not to pay for the government. I know it's a divisive topic, so I'm not going to go into it. But, you know, there are people out there that need money, right? You understand that there's services that need paying for in the UK. And that when you pay taxes, that's what that pays for. There's so many different things. It pays for schools, it pays for... I know this is divisive again, but it pays for people who can't go out to work, right? I'm sorry, but people do need support and things like that. It pays for the NHS, it pays for all sorts of things that people need in the country, and you just wiping it off like saying, oh yeah, well, why would you want to pay to the government? Obviously, people don't want to, but it does help people out, and it doesn't come across very much like you want to help people out, Christopher. Why is that? Is it all about the Chris show? Is it all about what Chris wants in life? That kind of is how you come across. Very, very selfish. I've never met somebody like you before.
No person who owns money.
Why would you want to give it to the government? No, do you know what the thing is, right? Is that we are, as UK residents, right, we have to pay a huge amount of tax to the government, but we travel so much that we're barely even UK residents anyway.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to put this one out to you guys, right? This is going to be another divisive topic, but here's a scenario for you, right? At some point in the future, unfortunately, one of you becomes sick, right? I'm not wishing that on you. It could be you, Chris, you, Sarah, or it could be Isabel as me, or any of them, right? They become sick. They then have to, I don't know, they need like support from the UK government, because financially it's not viable for them to live without any financial support, and they don't have mummy and daddy to help them out. So who's going to help them out? Particularly if you haven't been paying your national insurance, you could be in, yeah. So basically, I don't want to get myself in trouble here, because I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me. So that's just something to think about when you're saying, well, we don't want to ever pay the UK government, because at the end of the day, whilst Dubai are not charging you tax, they're not actually offering you anything, are they? They're not giving you anything back. Like, it doesn't give you a state pension. I know you're going to say, oh, well, we're never going to need a state pension because we got so much money. We're talking about your kids, Chris. Your kids, right? Your kids. I know it's a hard concept to get your head around, but it's not all about Chris.
Like, we're barely UK residents anyway, and so why would we want to give that money to the taxman when we could put it in our children's accounts?
And do you? You're actually going to sit there and say that you have been saving money for your kids for every penny that you've made in YouTube, you've been putting it into your children's bank accounts. Oh my God, no, that's not happened, because if that had happened, Isabel would have had her share by now, and I'm seeing no evidence that she has, because she'd be able to move out, you know, if she had all the money that you'd saved up, that she's earned for you over the years. She would be able to move out, get her own place, buy her own home. You know, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Vlog-worthy content, in actual fact.
And still travel and still be at home almost as much as what we are anyway.
Literally anybody that owns a business that earns a good amount of money.
You got a spider on you?
Get off me now! Oh my God. Where is it? Oh, it's a tiny one. Oh, fine.
It was about to crawl up your nose.
All right, that would have been not fun. Okay, anyone who owns a business that's not location dependent and can be anywhere in the world and still run their business, if you don't have it located in somewhere that has amazing tax benefits like Dubai, then it's dumb. You're missing out on a trick.
Honest. We've been dumb for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question then, Chris? Right, along this same lines, right? So, what you're saying is, if I have a business and it's not location dependent, I can move to Dubai. But that makes me location dependent. What if I don't want to live in Dubai? Can I put the business in Dubai but just not live there? Because I was under the impression that this was for residents, the tax thing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I need your advice, Chris. Can you just pop me an email and we'll get it sorted out?
And everyone can say, blah, blah, they can have their opinion on about, you tax dodging, all that sort of stuff. It's nothing to do with tax dodging. It's being smart with your money. And anyone who knows business and who knows money does exactly this. It's a smart thing to do.
So I'm going to look that one up, actually, Chris, because the biggest companies in the world, I'm pretty sure, are not based in Dubai. Like Google, for example, they have offices in the US. They have one in Dublin, but I've never seen one in Dubai. So are you lying to me? I feel like you're lying to me.
Sorry, go on.
Just 1 minute. There's literally no benefits to owning a business that earns a good amount of money and being in the UK.
No,
zero benefits. Zero benefits whatsoever. Move it to somewhere like Dubai and you keep that money in your pocket. That is the best thing to do if you own a business.
I was just going to say, I've actually got sidetracked from what I was just going to say, but you either spend that money and giving it to the taxman, or you spend that money getting a second home in another country where you can live an amazing life. Like, which one are you going to choose?
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer when you're not based somewhere. But I'm also going to say, because I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, stop being so offensive to the UK, blah, blah, blah. We've got the
nothing to do with being
healthcare
offensive
system.
to...
It's just, these are just our opinions, okay? So yeah, there's the NHS that's free. I mean, it's not really free, but it's free in the UK.
I'm shaking my head at you right now, Sarah. Well, when you say it's not really free, what you mean is that you pay your national insurance and that pays towards the NHS, right? But when you utilise the NHS, which you're entitled to do as a resident, you get more back than you're paying in, right? You do. And I feel like your constant bashing of the UK is really in bad taste, because lots of people rely on the UK. Most people are quite proud of the country that they live in or that they were born in, but you never seem to like the UK. It's almost like you think the UK have wronged you in some way. You've always wanted to be American. You want to go to live in America, and now you want to live in Dubai. You want to be Dubaians. Or you want to be Scandinavians, but you do not want to be British. That is it. It's weird.
Number one, it's not the best service ever. And number two, in countries like this, in Dubai, I guarantee that the amount of money we spend on healthcare out here that does get us an amazing service is far less, not even a tenth of the amount of tax we pay in the UK to gain
NHS rights.
NHS rights.
What is this opinion based on, though? I don't understand. What's the opinion based on? You haven't ever had healthcare at all, or paid for healthcare in Dubai, right? So what are you basing your opinion on, or your facts on? I don't understand. Now, I would also have to say that I think you may be wrong, because in the UK NHS, you pay a certain amount a month, but you also you're entitled to we'll have an example here: free healthcare across the board for every child under the age of, is it 18 now? It used to be 16, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, every child is entitled to free healthcare on everything, you know, eye tests, dentistry, general healthcare, right? Everything that encompasses healthcare. And then when you're older and you need healthcare, you're entitled to it because you're paying for, you know. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not just relating to, if I have an accident, I need healthcare, or if I'm ill, I need healthcare. It is everything across the board in the UK. So if you think that paying individually every single time you need like a pharmacy, or you need the hospital, or you need a clinic, or you need something, is going to be cheaper than getting it all in one with the UK, I don't know what to tell you. I might actually look this one up, because I'm quite curious to know the results on this one.
Basically. And that's what we'll leave that there, because we don't want to get people too riled up. But basically, long story short, we're not bagging out the UK. We're just saying that if you have a business and it's not location dependent, to be smart, you should move it out of the UK. Simple as. Yeah. That's what we've done. Okay, next one. Have we moved to long term, or is this a long holiday? No, this is long.
I think you already answered this. I
think you have done. Yeah. No, this is a permanent move. We originally said 2 years basically to see how we feel at the end of 2 years, and obviously that'll still stand. We'll see how we are at the end of 2 years. But in our heads and in our minds, we've been here less than a week. We've been here 5 days now, whatever it is, and I can't imagine leaving. It's crazy.
Well, that's a rookie error then, isn't it? Because if you'd been there 5 days and think, yeah, this is a long-term prospect. No, most people, they go on holiday for like a week and think, I really want to live here. But they don't, because long-term, when reality sets in, it's not viable, right? I'm not saying that what you're doing is not viable. It's just that with it being on 5 days, it's kind of like you've been on holiday for 5 days. That's it, and you're enjoying it, and that's it. So I've not seen you do anything yet that is like normal type person, normal like residency type things. I don't know. You've been in shops, and that's about it.
We've met some amazing friends, and life already looks ridiculously brighter.
Everyone always says like who we've spoke to and met, even like our accountant back home, like, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't believe you're doing this. I've lost so many people to Dubai, like so many of my clients, I've lost them to Dubai. Like he was saying, like, sell your house, and we were like, no, we don't want to do that. And he's like, no, trust me, you're not gonna want to come back.
He's like, don't waste the money in the meantime.
Stop wasting the money.
Stop wasting money playing that you're gonna keep your house, because in the end you'll sell it.
You're gonna want to
just
sell
do it now.
So
but we're not gonna sell our house.
And that does lead me on to that question actually. Are you selling, or are you keeping your house at home? Are you Airbnb-ing it, etc, etc? So we are keeping our house back in the UK because we will be spending some time in the UK. That's another question.
So we have a limit basically on how many days we're allowed to spend in the UK per year now, because we've left tax residency.
We've left this, we're still UK citizens, but we're not UK residents anymore. So it's different, they're different. We're still UK citizens, but we're not UK residents.
Yeah, that's it.
And because we're not UK residents, we're only allowed to be in the country for a certain amount of time, a certain amount of months per year. And we will be spending those months in the UK, seeing family, doing like commitments that we've got and things in the UK.
Commitments? What kind of commitments have you got in the UK? You don't have any. Oh, you're going to see your friends and catch up with your 2 friends that you have, probably.
What was the original question?
So just to finish up on this one. As far as the house goes, no, we're definitely not selling the house or any of the vehicles. We'll be using them throughout the year. Just because we're based in Dubai doesn't mean we can't fly home, pick up the van, and then do a Europe mad trip or go to Scandinavia, etc. That's still
do whatever we want.
That is still what we're going to be doing. That's still all our life. You know, we still obviously love all doing them things, doing caravan trips in England, taking the van to Scandinavia, you name it. We're still going to be doing all of that. This particular year is a little bit different, 2024, because we're establishing ourselves here in Dubai this year. We've got a number of business things going on, and we have plans throughout this year that will mean that van trips this year is not going to happen.
Other travel will.
Other travel will.
So you're gonna still travel. You're gonna have 2 homes, but live in neither of them and go van tripping around the world. Can't make this up, could you?
But van trips, not this year. But next year, obviously, we do have van trips planned as well. But as far as our house goes, we have somebody that is looking after that full time, and that is all in safe hands, which is good. You know, looking after all the things that, like taking the house over, keeping the vehicles charged, etc., etc. So all the house is taken care of and safe as houses, and it will be there when we return to the UK.
Yeah, and just from my point of view as well, like I know I said this before, I've said this a couple of times to a few people over the last week, but that house for me is... That house isn't just, it's not like just my house. Like it's more than a house for me.
It's like a statement of achievement.
It's my achievement. It's like other than my children, it's my biggest achievement. It's something that growing up, I would never have even dreamed of being able to buy. And the fact that we have bought that house is just like, it means so much to me. Like it means more to me than, oh, just sell the house and save the money. I could never do that. Like I'm really attached to that house. I love that house. It's so beautiful.
It's an investment at the end of the day.
And I was just about to get onto that as well. And it means a lot to me, not just because of it's a home in England. It's because it's a symbol of what we've achieved together as a family.
That we grafted for that house.
Yeah.
And we went through blood, sweat and tears getting that house.
Yeah, we did.
And we will never ever, this is a fact, we'll never let go of that house. We're not selling it. It doesn't,
no.
This is the, if things work out well and we keep in the mindset of that Dubai is our full-time home now, which, you know, it may well be.
Yeah.
Then, and we buy a house here, we're still going to have the UK house because we're still going to be going back to the UK for family, etc. every year, and we're still going to have that UK house as an investment as our home in the UK. So that house is never going anywhere. That's our house. We love it. Eventually, hopefully, all being well, things continue to grow and be good. Then we'll buy a house in Dubai and we'll do the same as we did in the UK here, hopefully.
It is an investment, like Chris said as well. It's like something that we bought as an investment as well, like for our children and things. And a few people have said about, are you going to rent it out to like make some of the money back up? I would flipping love to do that. I would love to be able to not have that huge amount of bills and
I won't trust anybody.
Mortgage. But unfortunately, because of who we are, I'm just going to say it. I feel really like I'm big-headed or something saying that, but it's true. And because we have
just because of what we do,
a lot of undesirables.
Sarah doesn't mean who we are. Like Sarah doesn't mean because of who we are.
No.
Like.
Oh, but Sarah does mean who you are, but not as in we are famous YouTubers. No, she doesn't mean that. She means who you are, Chris. That's right. You're targeted not because you're YouTubers, right? Not all YouTubers are targeted in the same way. Trust me. It's because of who you are specifically, and that is the problem.
We're big wigs.
No.
Sarah means because of what we do for a work job. There's too many.
We do have people that are not desirable, and so we could never trust who was renting out the house and what they would do to the house. So unfortunately, we will not be Airbnb-ing it or renting it out to anybody ever.
No way.
No.
We don't need to. We've got someone looking after it, and we don't need to take care of the bills like that. So we're fine. Okay, next one, big one, Prinny and the guinea pigs. So first of all, Prinny. Prinny is obviously where she goes every time we go travelling, which is my mum and dad's. She's extremely happy there. She has Coco, their dog, and I genuinely believe that Prinny likes it more with them than she does with us because she's got Coco to play with 24/7 and she freaking loves Coco to death. Whenever we talk about going to see Coco. She just goes absolutely insane.
She loves it.
And she's extremely well looked after, and she's an extremely happy dog. She's a happy dog when she's with us. She's a happy dog when she's with them. But 100% for Prinny, she has an amazing life there with Coco, mum and dad, and she don't want for anything. So.
And I just want to say as well, I know lots of people keep being like, poor Prinny, why did you get a dog if you were going to travel, etc, etc. It's not poor Prinny. Like, I know it's just a narrative that some people use, but Prinny has always had 2 homes. It's not like we got Prinny and she's lived with us for 10 years and now we're suddenly throwing her somewhere else.
Okay, so I do need to ask this, right? Because you're going to be leaving your dog behind at Jane and Steve's, right? So neither of you seem overly devastated about that, right? Neither of you seem to be thinking or saying that you are distraught and just distraught basically about being without your dog. It kind of goes to show just how much you dislike your dog, really, doesn't it? Or you're just not bothered about your dog.
It's been her whole life. Like,
it's her normal, right?
I had a message from someone actually the other day saying somebody got a dog when they lost their mum for their dad, right? But the dad couldn't take care of it full time, so they split it. They split share of this dog, and they go to one house on a weekend and another house during the week, and the dog loves it. Like, it's got 2 homes, it's not afraid. And that's the same with, I was like, yeah, that's like with Prinny.
It's like with a split family with kids. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah, she's got 2 homes. She's not suffering. She's not abused. She's not neglected. She's fed. She's happy. She's just got 2 homes, and there's no poor Prinny about it. Some dogs are literally left 8 hours a day while their owners go out to work. Prinny's always with someone. She's always got someone there that's loving on her, giving her attention, and she's a happy, lucky dog. When we take Prinny to the groomers, she ain't getting in that car without us picking her up and putting her in. When she's coming home, when we've picked her up after a trip, she runs out, she jumps in the car, tail's going, she's wagging her tail, she's loving life, she runs in the house when we get home. And it's the same when she's going to Jane and Steve's. Come on, you're going to see Coco. She runs out the door. She's straight in the car. She's a happy dog. And it really, I know it's just because it's a narrative that you can roll with, but it's really stupid because she's not a neglected dog that's living this horrible life, been thrown in a kennel every couple of weeks.
It's just her normal.
It's her normal life.
It's her normal, just like a kid who splits their time between 2 families. It is their normal.
It's just their normal
life.
So. A few people have said, like, if you are moving out here long term, would you bring Prinny out with you? That's something that we've thought about, and we are still thinking about to an extent. There's pros and cons. Do I think Prinny would be okay? A lot of people have said, what about the heat? I think Prinny would be fine here with the heat because we've got a house that's air conditioned. There's lots of dogs on this complex we're at. House is air conditioned, she wouldn't be too hot. And then we just
dogs adjust to the heat, same as anything.
Yeah, we'd just take her out for her walks on an evening or early morning when the sun's not too strong. She'd just live her normal life. The only thing that would stop me from wanting to bring Prinny out here that we've spoke about is the fact that we're not coming out here and then that's it forever. We are going to be going back and forth to the UK, back to here.
And travelling out to places from here.
Travelling from here, holidays. And I don't think that would be fair on her.
Because she doesn't have family that she could go to here, like mum and dad.
No, so she'd be coming back and forth with us, which is aeroplanes, and I don't think that would be fair on Prinny.
Right now, anyway.
Right now, yeah.
So, we'll see in the future, but right now.
Yeah.
Guinea pigs?
Guinea pigs have gone to a... I can't even... I'm going to insert some pictures, because they're loving their life as well.
Alright, let me just tell you, I'm just gonna shout these guys out as well. We have some amazing friends around us, absolutely amazing friends around us, and the guinea pigs have gone to one of our amazing friends.
Who also have guinea pigs.
Who also have guinea pigs. And they are, they're home all the time to look after them, and we do get videos and pictures every single day.
Yeah.
And we took them there for like a little trial, and they've just loved it. So that is where the guinea pigs are staying.
Settled right in. And I know some people saying like, why did you get guinea pigs if you knew you were travelling? That wasn't our fault. I was just pointing out that was not our fault.
That's another story for another day. But we did not intend on getting guinea pigs, and
we did have a promise of a home for them when we travelled.
Yeah, we did.
But that didn't happen either. So the guinea pigs have...
Oh my god, that was the biggest dig at Jane and Steve I think I've ever seen on this channel. Firstly, it wasn't their fault they got guinea pigs, because we all know it was Jane that pushed for it. Wasn't it Jane that did that, Sarah? And then you only got them with the promise of a home for when you travelled, and that didn't happen either. Damn you, Jane and Steve. My God, I've never heard that. Is really sly. I'm sorry, but something's gone on here. Jane and Steve are hardly ever mentioned on the channel anymore. It seems like there is this side reason why that we don't know about. It's funny, yeah. Falling out in the family, eh?
Very happy. Should we have got guinea pigs at the time that we got them? No, we probably shouldn't. But Dubai wasn't a serious thing on the cards when we got the guinea pigs. And like I said, we didn't actually go out and be like, hey, let's get pets.
I mean, Dubai was kind of like, it was before Aurora was born, and so it was on the cards, but it wasn't, nothing was sorted. Nothing was, what we were doing at that point was getting to Aurora's birth.
Yeah.
And then after Aurora's birth, getting through the newborn bit, and then deciding, is it right, is it not? And then when we decided at Christmas that it was 100% I think the way to go, you know, that was when we were like, okay.
In hindsight, we probably shouldn't have got guinea pigs when we did.
But it's given Isla and Esme and Isabel like an amazing sense of love and fun and happiness. Those guinea pigs, and they are in the best hands right now. They're having the best life ever right now.
Yeah.
And when we go home, they'll be back with us as normal. So it's all good.
Okay, I've also had a few questions asking about my health issues, like the cyst, the cesarean, etc, etc. So I have an appointment for that in August. But saying that, the healthcare out here, like I said before, is incredible. We've done a lot of research on it, and we have insurance whilst we're out here. So there is a chance that I will move all care for that over here. It was just not decided fully yet. Obviously, we've only been here a few days. Okay,
next one was homeschooling. There's a lot of questions about how will this affect the girls' schooling, etc.
We don't do it anyway, do we? So.
Oh yeah. We don't do any work anyway. We just crack on with our lives and chill. So nothing will change basically.
So yeah, so just gonna keep doing the same.
Obviously, we're being sarcastic right now. This will get screenshot and recorded and sent to all the authorities. No, obviously, homeschool means homeschool because homeschool means wherever you are, home-based.
Home education. I keep getting told
it's not homeschool. It's home education, right? So home education is home education wherever you are in the world. So that nothing changes. The girls are still registered with their UK home education providers, and that will not change. So nothing changes as far as the girls' homeschool goes. And the other one, just really quickly to touch on, is travelling around from Dubai. So yeah, Dubai obviously opens up the world a little bit more to us than the UK did, as far as air distances to places like, let's just say, Australia. Camera cut off for some reason.
No, stop, the hair needs to go off, wait a minute.
It's hot. My fringe is melting into my forehead right now as I'm talking to you guys.
Right.
So yeah, homeschool stays exactly the same, and then there's a lot of questions about travelling the world, places from Dubai. I don't know how far I got through that before the camera kicked off, so I'll just say it again.
You were saying we were close to Australia, which we're not.
We are a lot closer to Australia than we would be. Dubai is a typical stopover for an Australia trip.
Yeah.
So Dubai, it makes us closer to Australia. I have a massive craving to do a van trip in Australia for sure at some point. So that'd be nice. We're very, very much closer to the Maldives. Just point that out there, babe. Anyway, we'll talk less about that. But yeah, it does open up some places airwise, airfare-wise, etc., air distance-wise, that we're much further away from the UK.
Yeah. Right, another question that we got is how and why did you choose, I won't actually say it, but how did you choose the location that you're in? So I really wanted to answer this one. Mate. Yeah, I really wanted to answer this one because it's so like easy to answer. So we've chosen, there's like clusters of complexes that residents live here in Dubai, or you can live in the main city.
In an apartment?
In an apartment, yeah. So we had to sit down together as a family, which is what we did numerous times over dinner when we were back in the UK, about what was important to us. So if we were to move to Dubai, what's important to us? What do we want? If we could choose 3 things, what are like non-negotiable things for you? Pretty much all of us agreed that we wanted a home. We didn't want an apartment. We're a big family. I didn't want to be in an apartment. I didn't want to be in a high-rise with young children. I wanted a garden. I liked the idea of a big balcony. I liked the idea of a back garden, and I really wanted a home as opposed to an apartment with bedrooms on the upper floor. So I wanted it split across 2 floors. I don't like it when you feel like you're in a hotel room when you're in an apartment. And there's nothing wrong, like, it's just our personal preference this. There's nothing wrong if other people choose this. But I wanted it to feel homely. And with that, I mean with a kitchen and a living room downstairs and then bedrooms upstairs. That's what I wanted. They were non-negotiable for me. I didn't want to move to Dubai and be in a high-rise apartment. It just wasn't me. I didn't want that. Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, it's not unfortunately for us, because we prefer to be out of it anyway, but that did mean that we couldn't be directly in the city. That did mean that we'd be a bit further out in the desert.
Which didn't want to be in the city anyway.
Yeah,
so.
But we didn't want to be in the city anyway. We prefer the quieter, calmer, more chilled, relaxed, knowing that we've got a car and it only takes us 25 minutes to drive onto the Palm, for example.
Yeah, like in Dubai, everything's close anyway. It's like literally because of the road network's so good.
That's what I mean, it's small, it's
like
not massive.
The gated, we live in like it's basically like a mini city in a city.
Yeah.
So we live in a mini city in Dubai,
desert.
right? Which is incredible, and it takes around 10 minutes to get out of like the outer part of the city within the city, and then it's 20 minutes into Dubai.
Yeah.
So,
I also really wanted somewhere that was a gated community. So I really wanted somewhere that I'd feel safe, even though Dubai is like one of the safest countries in the whole world. I'm still quite protective over my children, and I panic a lot. It's not that I'd ever stop them going out, but I'm just not relaxed at home when they're out because I'm worrying about them. So I really wanted to ease my own nerves with things like that by knowing we're in a gated community. There's no like motorways just out, you know, outside our front door. It's calmness, there's nice paths and roads, there's cycle lanes, and it's safe, there's security. And there's security to get into the main complex that we're living on. And then in the complex, there's like, I don't know exactly how many, but like 10, 15 clusters. And on each cluster, there's security to get into each cluster.
See, it's all about the security, all about the safety of the family who seem to be running away because they are not liked in general anywhere they go. Because Chris is called all sorts, and I don't condone people calling him certain things, but I'm sure he gets that on a daily basis, hence why they're always travelling.
Of houses.
Well.
Yeah, so the clusters are where the houses
like
are.
Subdivisions.
Yeah, and then there's the main pool, like beach, water park area, and then there's the shopping mall, and there's another shopping mall on the other side, and there's a health centre. So it's everything inside that you need to live, basically.
There's everything here. There's dentist here. There's swimming and gyms and shopping, and there's petrol, and there's just everything you could need is here for us.
So you don't even need to travel out of where we live.
Like, how can
to
you
do
get
anything.
better than that?
It's awesome.
It's like a no-brainer.
It's also just stats-wise, it's a brand new development, and it's sold out instantly because of the fact that it's just it's become so popular and sought after. And in this area where we live, in this cluster of houses where we live, there's in the middle of it. It starts with £1 million, multi-million-pound mansions, and then it broadens out all over. So there's every single villas, townhouses, and then there's all kinds of basically accommodation here.
There's even a hotel. A hotel. So like obviously when you get family and things out here, there's a massive hotel that family and things can stay in if your house is not big enough. Like, it's just such a perfect place for us to be. It feels safe. There's children from
freaking
all
camels
walks of
roaming
life.
around
outside. You look outside,
everywhere, wild camels everywhere.
There's so many like children here, and it just feels so homely.
Yeah, so there's basically the main water park complex in the middle with the restaurants and all the man-made beach, etc., which is really cool. And then every single cluster has a swimming pool, like a huge swimming pool where you've seen us being at, and a kids play park, like kind of the vending machines, that type of thing, changing rooms for the pools and stuff. Each subdivision has that in the centre of it, and the houses are around it. Yeah. So it's really, really well built, really well thought out.
They're geared towards families, not like younger couples that you often get like in apartments in the middle of the city. It's a short drive to the city. It's less busy. The roads are less busy to bring my children up around. Yeah. And it was just what we were looking for.
It's a freaking no-brainer. Yeah, this whole place is amazing. And like I said, the house that we have actually just this morning filming this video, just finalised on the house. We're going to be moving into that in a couple of weeks.
Okay, so I'm getting quite scammy vibes here, Chris. Do you know these friends well? how long have you known these friends? These ones that seem to have picked you up from somewhere and found you a property, and you're going to be moving in that quickly? Nobody buys a property that quickly, do they? You know, it's a lot of money to be paying, and yet you've acquired some friends since you've arrived in the country and agreed to pay some money towards a property. It's looking a little bit scammy.
And it's freaking gorgeous. Like, could not be happier with the house. Like, I feel so lucky. I can't wait to show you guys it. But it's nothing like the house we're staying in. The house we're staying in right now is a holiday rental, like a short-term rental, because like we said before, you cannot get a long-term house here until you are here.
Yeah, we'll explain the whole process of moving to Dubai
another time
in another vlog.
Yeah. So apparently here in Dubai, they don't, when they're building houses, like in England, they usually have like the kitchen as your central focal point. Like, they make kitchens big and with like an island and all the rest of it as your central focal communal point. Here it's different. It's like the living areas that here, and the kitchens are like kind of always less of a big deal here because, well, apparently, according to our realtor, is like just people cook less here basically. People eat out more and ordering more.
That's what I said the other day.
So the prioritising of the kitchen area is not as big when they're building here. In this house, we do actually have a really lovely kitchen.
Yeah, we do. Compared to all the other houses we viewed, and we viewed like 12.
Yeah.
This is the best one.
It's a lovely kitchen, and the back garden, etc.
Yeah.
Sarah's got her big balcony.
Yeah.
It's buzzing about, and it's a brand new building. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. Can't wait to show you it. Definitely, that's gonna be really cool. That'll be soon because we're gonna be moving in a couple of weeks.
Okay, I think we should answer the misconceptions question because I've received quite a lot of people saying, well, why would you move there when you know women have no rights, etc., etc. So there's quite a few misconceptions about Dubai. I'm not going to go into every single one of them because you'll just see over time with our vlogging, but a couple that have been brought up quite a lot is that Dubai is a dry country and that you can't get alcohol here. In fact, I'm uploading a TikTok today because we were out with friends yesterday ordering buckets of cider and drinking bottles of wine. So
that was a good day.
You absolutely can drink alcohol in near enough every single bar, restaurant, hotel, beach bar, pub, etc. All alcohol, cider, lager, beer, wine,
just like
spirits, cocktails. You can get any alcohol here. You can also get alcohol with your shopping if you have an alcohol license, and you can get an alcohol license when you prove you're not a Muslim. So you can't get that until you get your Emirates ID, and then that's it. That's all you need. And then you apply for your license, which is approved straight away as soon as they see your Emirate ID and that you're not Muslim. And then you can do your weekly shopping and add 5 bottles of wine on it if you want and have it delivered to your home as normal. Another misconception is that you have to cover up or that women have no rights. What happened to the camera then?
No, it's weird.
Women have no rights and you have to cover up, and women can't drive, and women can't be allowed out on their own without their husbands, etc., etc. So wrong.
That's just plain ignorance, mate. That's just
so wrong. So many independent women here doing their own thing, living their lives, driving around in gorgeous cars, running their own businesses.
The hell, man, that fly loves me, doesn't it? Get away, you fool.
It's just not true, any of that. You are allowed out without your husband. You're allowed to have independent lives.
You can walk around in your bikini if you're hot.
If you're hot, if you're around a pool and you're going swimming, you can wear a bikini.
Beach,
you can wear a thong bikini if you want to. You are not allowed to wear bikinis and the likes in shopping malls or restaurants.
Which obviously, it's standard practice, right? That's just etiquette. I would expect that anywhere.
If I go in the shopping mall dressed like this, totally fine.
I'm not too sure I agree with you, actually, Sarah, because what you're saying there is that not having your shoulders covered, which is actually in the rules, is okay to walk around the shopping mall. I don't think that's actually true. Basically, what I'm gathering from what they're saying is that it's a cultural thing, right? So being in the state of undress in public is basically against their culture and offensive, right? But because there's only 15% Emiratis there and most of them are expats, nobody gives a fuck. That is basically what they're trying to tell us. So you can wear whatever you want because nobody will care, because most of the people just don't care.
Can't snog.
There's no.
And be like
I wouldn't
overly
anyway.
affectionate.
Who'd do that
No,
anyway?
we wouldn't anyway, but I'm just saying that, over affection.
That's disrespectful in
doesn't-
any country.
Yeah.
In England, if I saw someone going for it on a park bench, I'd be like, the hell? Dusty, get over it. You know what I mean? They wouldn't put up with
No,
that.
but that's where the misconception comes
I
in.
know,
now.
yeah. It's not illegal, basically.
Here in Dubai, it's not like if the police saw someone doing that, they'd be like, whoa, get a room. They'd be arrested. But people take it to the extreme, like, oh, that must mean that you're not allowed to do anything in Dubai. You can't look at your husband, you've got to look straight. People are it's just respecting. It's just being respectful. And in their religion, it's respectful to just show a bit of modesty and to just not be over the top when you're out in public, which I don't necessarily disagree with. That's all it is. Okay, and so that's
Just be chill.
Big misconception in Dubai. You can wear bikinis and you can wear what you want when you're out and about. When you're going into government buildings, women have to cover their shoulders, men have to cover their arms. Done. That's it.
Long sleeve t-shirt, mate, easy.
Yeah,
It's
what
all
other
good.
misconception are there here? They don't do pork. I had a right gammon joint yesterday. Went for a
Everywhere does bacon, everywhere does pork.
basically. Went for a buffet yesterday. It was a roast buffet. So they had the chicken, they had the beef, they had belly pork, and they had gammon. Obviously, like I said, it's more Western here because of the population.
Dubai is geared very much so towards tourism and expats. Its neighbour Abu Dhabi, apparently, I don't know this for definite, but apparently is a little bit more stricter on stuff like that. But again, Dubai is not at all like that. I mean, we've been here twice before. I remember you guys have seen us interacting here twice before, and we've just been normal like we are in England, and that's all fine. And so is everybody that lives here. It's that whole old misconception of it being this strict, scary place. It's far, far, far from that. It is not that at all.
Yeah. Why have you decided to move away from your family and friends?
Okay. All right. So just to put this out there, this is my opinion, and this is how I see the world. You can't limit your own life experiences to sacrifice your life experiences for a friend or a family member. What's the best way to say that?
You've always wanted to move away. You've always wanted to live abroad.
I've always wanted to experience everything I possibly can in life, right? And succeed in every single avenue I possibly can. And give our children every single opportunity in life to make sure they never, ever have to worry about anything. And they always have the security of knowing that, everything's going to be all right no matter what happens. And I would never, ever limit my own experiences or my family's experiences here because I was sad about moving away from a family member or a friend in the UK. You can't live like that. Like people who say stuff like, I could never move away, blah, 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 because I have to see my granny, twice a week, whatever.
Yeah, but that's different.
No,
I don't.
It's not different. It's
I can't.
You can think it's different in your opinion, but in my opinion, it's not different. You're limiting your own life experiences for a family member that you are not ultimately responsible for, right? It's not your child. You didn't bring them into the world. Your grandma's lived a good life, a long life. You don't need to sacrifice what could be your best years to stay and look after her, right? I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. And no one should limit their lives like that. If you have the opportunity to do something and move away and potentially live an incredible life, go grab it with both hands, because you might not get those years later back. You might not. If you sacrifice, let's just say you sacrifice your best years of your 20s, 30s, whatever, your 40s, looking after a family member or staying in one place because you're afraid of offending a family member, etc. And then that family member passes away. And then you pass away straight away. You don't get them years after back. You don't get the opportunity to do it later. You have to take opportunities now because nobody's guaranteed tomorrow.
Okay, so I want to say this, right? I covered this in a video recently because he put this exact same thing on one of his posts. And I said at the time, this is Chris that was speaking. I said it was 100% Chris, not Sarah, that was talking about leaving Nana behind, right? And it's true. It actually was true. It was actually Chris. But look at his face. Look how selfish he actually is. He's saying basically what Sarah should feel about leaving, or how Sarah should feel about leaving her family. That's what that is the most. He's disgusting. I mean, it's bad enough them saying, right, all this about Nana. Oh, well, you can't, limit your life choices because your family member might need looking after. God forbid you help somebody else in your life, Chris. My God. It's all about Chris, isn't it? But he's also saying, well, Sarah, you should also feel this about your family, because he's not, bear in mind, he's not talking about his own family members, is he? No, he's talking about Sarah's family, and that in itself is disgusting. It's very controlling behaviour, actually, and to be honest with you, Sarah does fight back, and well, she might, right? She has every right to.
I 100% understand what you're saying. I completely get that, but I don't 100% agree with everything you just said, but I do understand what you're saying. But in my opinion, I've got a bit of guilt towards my nana, because even though she's not my responsibility and I didn't give birth to her, I know that she's given her life to my mum and me. And now when it's at a stage where she needs that bit of help, I'm just like, oh well, you're not my responsibility. See ya.
It's not like that.
I kind of feel like that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's
whereas
not
I feel differently. I feel like I owe her responsibility for me to look after her.
That's the thing. I think everyone. My
nana's told.
I'm sorry, Chris, but what the fuck are you doing? Honestly, Sarah, I'm very rarely agreeing with Sarah, right? Ever, but what she's saying is 100% true. If it wasn't for her nana giving birth to her mother, who gave birth to her, she wouldn't have had a life, right? Your wife wouldn't have been born, in actual fact. And her nana brought up her mother, who brought up her, etc. Right? You get the point. And what you're saying is that, yeah, you don't agree. You don't agree that Sarah is saying that now that her nana is in a position where she is needed, that it's her responsibility, Sarah's responsibility, to look after her nana now, right? Because tables turn. This is how it works out. Tables do turn eventually, and what you're saying is that you don't agree, and that it's not it's not her responsibility, even though Sarah is actually doing something selfless to pay back the woman who helped her grow up. I cannot believe that your opinion is that fuck her. Basically, fuck Nana, fuck everybody else, because it's not your responsibility. At the end of the day, Chris, this is not your family, right? They are not your family. That is Sarah's family, and how Sarah feels about her own family is about her, right? It's not about Chris Ingham. It's not about whether or not Chris Ingham is called a PEDO every single day of his fucking life, right? It's about Sarah and her relationship with her own family. Now, you might not like her family. That's entirely up to you. But if you are, saying that Sarah should feel any sort of way, you are a piece of absolute shit. I'm sorry. Rant over.
With Chris, by the way, my nana's like, get off, go and live your life, the UK's gone to SHIT. My nana's fully on board.
Jean's like, get out of the country.
Yeah, she is. She always has been.
And trust, she is not suffering right now and being like that. Like, no. Please come home. She's like, stay the F away from the UK. So
I do feel a bit of guilt towards my nana Jean, but aside from that, we don't have. I mean, we've made a big effort with our friends over the last few months. We've seen our friends a lot, all of them, and it's been so lovely to do that. And
they're going to be coming out here as well. We've already got plans for multiple people to come out here and stay. We've got 3
sets of friends that are already. We've got one that's coming out within quite soon, and then we've got another 2 that are coming out before the end of the year, which is really amazing. But I forgot where I was going with this now. But we don't have big families for a start, and we don't have family that we see regularly. Like, if for example, I know I go up and see my Nana Jean once a week, which I try to do whenever we're at home, because like I said, I feel like I've got an obligation to, and I love doing it. I don't only go because I feel bad for her. I love going and seeing my Nana Jean. I love spending time with her. She's the most amazing woman ever. But aside from that, we don't have family that we see every Thursday and Sunday, or that look after the younger 3 for us while we do this chore twice a week.
Look, we don't have anybody like that. We haven't ever really had anybody like that.
We're quite independent in our own lives, and we don't have and obviously we do have family that we see, but I mean, like, we don't have family that we depend on, that we see all the time, like, that we see regularly. And so I feel like being out here with them coming out once a year to see us, or twice a year, and the fact that we'll be going home a couple of times a year, we're not going to see them any less anyway.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't feel like it'll be any different.
No. So we're not moving away from family, etc.
Yeah, I don't feel like we are.
You know, we're doing what's right for our family, and you know, we'll see family, etc. in the in-betweens.
Yeah.
And that's it. Okay, so what do the girls think about being in Dubai? Oh my goodness me, they are freaking loving their lives right now. So Esme, obviously an island as well, they get to walk out of this house and go chill at the pool all day, or all night, because it's open till 10 p.m.
It's probably a novelty that to them right now.
Yeah, of course it's a novelty.
It's going to wear off a little bit.
Yeah.
But I still feel...
They've already got some friends on the go. We literally spent, like I said, the day with them yesterday, and I think that out of all the kids, like, Esme is like in her preppy brandy era, right? So she's just all about living the life in the Dubai Mall, blah blah blah. So she's in airy fairyland right now, so she's loving her life.
She's 14, give her a break.
No, she's fun. Look, listen to me,
it's
right?
It's normal.
There is no better kid than Esme. I'm telling you now, that girl is she's special, man. She is so freaking awesome.
You can't say that. They're going to take that literally.
No, they're all amazing.
No, but they'll take that literally, like you favour Esme over your other
I don't
kids.
favour anybody. I love all my kids equally, exactly the same. They're all special in their different ways. Esme is in her freaking era right now, though. She is incredible, and that girl will go far. Trust me. I think that this whole venture right now, we have to has Isabel to thank to that, because Isabel was such a massive champion about doing this in the first place. She has relentlessly been on our backs about doing this. When we were in the Arctic Circle, there was a period of time where, like, things were just
stagnating a little bit,
slowing down a bit, and we were staying in the Arctic a bit longer than we expected we were going to do. And we had expected to come home from the Arctic sooner and come out to Dubai sooner. But Isabel championed us for doing this. Isabel's wanted to do this for ages, and Isabel was the one who pushed us more so when Aurora was born to make sure that everything was done and we were going to be doing this. So Isabel is in her freaking element right now, and we've probably got Isabel to thank for the fact that we're actually even here at all right now. Obviously
this was never, you guys heard on New Year's Eve, but even though you only heard a snippet on New Year's Eve, these are conversations, like this question there, why all of a sudden? This was never an all of a sudden, quick, hang on, should we move to Dubai next week?
Do you know,
this has been something we've spoken about for over a year.
It started in Turkey last year, right?
We've chatted to the girls in deep length about it, and not just... Don't think that we've just been, let's move out there because it'll be great, you'll be able to go swimming every day. No, we've told them negatives, like, it's going to the novelty of the pool will still wear off, you'll still be doing the normal work, life, blah, 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 you might miss family, you might not get to see friends as much. We give them the negatives as well, and they were still, we want to try it. Who was it, Esme or Isabel that said, it might have even been either, I don't know, but one of them said, well, if after the 2 years everyone's hating it and we're all feeling really like we miss the UK, which I don't think we will, but if we did, so we've had a great experience, we go back home.
Exactly.
And it's right,
That's why we said 2 years.
Right.
The 2 years was more so for them.
For them, yeah.
It means me and Sarah know that we're happy wherever we are, but like more so for them.
Yeah.
So like if they did struggle, then
it would be fine.
Then it'd be fine.
We've still got our home in the UK. We just come home.
We still had an amazing experience, and we'll go back to the UK. But I mean, I can't see that ever happening. But who knows? After 2 years, we'll see. But I can't see that happening right now, because right now they're just in their element, living their life every day.
Yeah, they are.
Do you know what? It's actually so nice to see them getting up early. No teenage slothing about. Like these guys are the worst. If you leave them, they'll freaking sleep in at home. They'll just sleep in and sleeping and sleeping. Especially Izzy and Esme. But these guys are up early. They're like, let's go. Come on, I'm so excited to go see this, see that. Like we've been been to this house today that we've finalised on, etc.
They're like, we all want to come.
Just everyone's all like planning their bedrooms out, and just to see the little spark in their eyes right now is just the best feeling ever.
And just like when we're at home in the UK, you guys will know this as well. This is one thing I'm really liking at the minute, and I'm not saying this is going to last forever, so don't even come back and it's only because it's a novelty. I know that it might be, but when we're at home in the UK and we're doing things like, I don't know, we're going to Cleethorpes Beach or something today, I'm taking Jason and Mila to the theme park, or I'm doing something, we're going to a shopping centre. Who wants to come?
Not one of them.
I mean, sometimes they do, but it's not often that they're all like, yeah, we want to come. Obviously, we've only been here a week, but I was like, what are we doing tomorrow? Oh, we're going to go for a beach day. Yes! What beach are we going to go to? Can I go research one? And they're all proper, like, it just feels like such a nice family time at the minute, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like they're all interested. They all want to research where we're going. They're all researching. There's a muzzy. They're all like researching the area and researching different places we can go, researching restaurants, researching beaches, you know, experiences that we can all do. They're all like excited to get
These
up.
fools have got their birthdays planned out at different things we do already. Like, Esme, she's giving me a list.
Yeah, can we go here on my birthday?
Her birthday's coming up, right? And she's
got
already
like
got a
5 things on
list.
the list.
Anyway, it's just basically really nice to have them. Just so excited to go experience new experiences and do.
Wanting to do things with us.
Yeah, and do things with us all the time, etc. And like just not be. They're not really interested in the stuff they're normally interested
The
in
phones,
right now.
for example.
Yeah, the phones,
the
or the
devices,
PCs.
and
They're just
chatting.
they're just into like just hanging out, which is cool. I mean, they always have been anyway, but like
I know.
it's just nice to have. It's just nice to have them so involved right now.
It's nice to have them come to us with, look, I've looked at this beach, Mum. What about going here? Should we go get a picnic?
Yeah.
Rather than us being like, we're going here. Who wants to come? And then being like, yeah, I'll come. It's good that they're enthusiastic about everything, which is probably, like I said, a novelty because we've only just moved out here, but it's still nice.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up here.
Ooh,
This has been
so
extremely
hot.
long. It's going to take me hours and hours to edit probably, but if we've missed anything and you want some answering, please just put it in the comments below and we'll address it over the next couple of videos, or we'll just quickly do a little roundup in the next video after this one and you can have them answered then. So just to let you know though, guys, like I know there's a lot of people, you know, that love like cozy content, Christmas content, you know, winters in the UK.
Obviously, I've seen a lot of messages.
I know you're gonna.
You've moved.
Yeah, but we're still gonna have that. We're gonna be in the UK for winter.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have all that. We're still gonna be at home for Christmas every time. The Christmas is not gonna be in the heat of
Christmas
Dubai.
is not Christmas when you're in 40-degree heat, guys. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna be home for a good amount of the year in the UK. We're gonna be here, you know, the rest of the time, or travelling somewhere else. But you're still gonna have all the cozy content. You're still gonna have Christmas content. We're still gonna have. Hell yeah! Are you kidding me?
Vlogmas is gonna be in the UK.
We've already got Vlogmas lined up this year, right? And Vlogmas is gonna be it's gonna be home in the UK. It's gonna be amazing. And there's gonna be caravan content in the UK. All the stuff that you guys love still, that's not gonna change. It's just gonna be up to another level. Everything else. So we're gonna hopefully show you some amazing stuff. A new way of living, which is hopefully will inspire some of you guys.
I was going to say that is possible, and that you don't have to be afraid. Like it's so like I know lots of people are saying like this is so out of reach for me. It's not out of reach for anyone.
No, listen.
I mean, I don't want you to take my words literally and twist it and say I'm saying something that I'm not saying. I'm not saying that everyone can just up and leave to another country. I know that's not what I'm saying at all. But a lot of people do work from home or do have remote jobs or don't need to rely on certain things, but either don't think to or are too nervous or don't realise that it's actually a realistic option to move to other places and see more of the world and do things like this. And you're not always tied to the UK, and it's good to experience new experiences like this. Don't take my words that I just said a minute ago literally. I know that not everybody can just
No, let me just give you I'll give you a good example,
that.
right? So yeah, obviously if you're lucky and you own a business or your job is not location dependent, you can go anywhere you want anyway. But even like our friends that we've just become extremely good friends with this last week, they both have jobs. Sorry, one of them has a job based in the UK, which she does completely remotely every day from Dubai.
Yeah.
So she lives in Dubai and she's employed by a UK company doing her job, but she lives here in Dubai. And she said they've been here a year and they will never ever go back to the UK. They were like they came here on a trial basis and they within a month they knew they would never ever leave.
And now so she works on a UK with a UK company, but out here remotely in Dubai. She's good friends with one of our best friends, so it's just how we met. And her husband like just kind of gave up everything to move out here with her, or she moved with him because he wanted to move out here. And he got a job as a realtor when he got out here, and they're both just absolutely loving their lives.
Absolutely thriving.
Like,
and
there is opportunities, like even if you work in the UK, I think that was my point. It doesn't mean if you've got like the opportunity or the means to do it, that you can come out here and you have to be self-sustainable for the rest of your life, because there's opportunities for jobs.
You can come out and work in the UAE. It's not difficult.
That's what I mean.
If you can come out and work a job in the UAE, it's not difficult. If you want to do that, you can set up a business and a company in the UAE. And what I'm trying to say is like it's not. You don't have to be a millionaire to come and live in the UAE at all. You don't have. It's not expensive to live here. There's affordable housing. There's every type of thing that you can imagine. You know, like I said, the fuel price is a niche.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, but it's an option that hopefully we will show.
We are really excited about this chapter, and we're really excited to bring you guys some absolutely insanely good videos on this channel because we love, at the end of the day, we love making these videos. We wouldn't make them if we didn't. We do this for our own enjoyment as much as anything else, and to capture our memories, which is what we always started this channel for. We have never ever once sold out any of you guys for the trendy type of content.
I can't believe he's just said that, honestly. He's not sold out his fans for quality content, is basically what he's saying. We're always going to give you the same old crap because that's all you deserve, right? And we'll leave it to other channels to put out quality content if you want to go and watch those instead. He's fucking moron, isn't he? Comes up with this crap and believes it.
Right, and we never will do.
I'm going to do challenges. Right? Esme's already told me about a few challenges that would be cool to do.
Yeah,
I've always said
fine.
we're not a challenge channel, but there's a couple.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I know, but what I'm saying is that our content will always stay the same. It's just our lives, right?
Our lives, yeah.
We've never ever sold out our audience in any way, shape or form for money or chasing the pound or chasing the views. I don't care who watches our stuff as long as, you know, people who are watching it are enjoying it and getting something valuable from it, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And we love making these videos, and we hope we can continue to make these videos for a long time to come. So hopefully you guys enjoy them, enjoy this adventure with us between Dubai and the UK and anywhere else in the world that we may go.
Get me to the pool, mate.
And get me to the pool.
Get me to the pool. Hurry up.
And we'll see you tomorrow at 5.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realise I had a big glass of water here.
Good night, guys. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
And there you go. There you have it. That was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? I can't believe just how bad that actually was. There was a lot of stuff that they'd already answered on Instagram, obviously, so we already knew a lot of it. But it was quite interesting how they probably pissed off a great number of extra fans, and they'll have lost those as well, I'm sure. So if you've appreciated this video, because I've had to go through it twice now, thank you, please give it a massive thumbs up, comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.